Hey guys, today I'm going to be making the pure vessel using this 17-inch Claudine Wolf doll.
The first thing I'm going to do is carve and sand off the molded on underwear. The next thing I'm going to do is take a rough grain of sandpaper and sand down the chest as best I can.
And now I'm going to cut off the lips. I'll be using this air dry clay to fill in the space between the chest and fill in the lips.
After sanding all of the clay down with a fine grain of sandpaper, I'm going to paint the head white and the body black.
After painting, I'm going to use chalk pastels to blush the body and the head. Now for the face-up, which is literally just painting the eyes black, and I'm going to be using a light gray for eyebrows so you can actually see them. Since I cut off the ears, I'm going to be gluing patches of fabric over the holes, and then covering those with more glue. And now for the part I've been dreading the most, the horns. Since my clay skills are non-existent, I'm going to be paper macheing them by first rolling up pieces of paper into tubes. After cutting all of them out, I put them onto my template and trace around where I need to cut.
Now just repeat that for the other side.
Before I paper mache that, I'm going to work on the nail first. To start off, I draw out my template and then divide that into sections and cut it out. And then cut that out of cardboard twice.
And now to put it all together.
Put the two cardboard pieces together at an angle and then glue on the inside. Don't worry about the strength of it right now, since the paper mache will make it stronger later. Now take your flour water mixture and strips of either newspaper or tissue paper and start paper macheing. It's important to get mostly the edges and all of the seam lines so you can hide them. And this is when I realized that red tissue paper was an interesting choice. After that's dried, sand it down to get rid of all of the bumps. Now just paint the horns white and the sword gray. And now moving on to the hair. I'm using the yarn weft method, so I first brush out all of the yarn. And now glue it onto a clear plastic sheet.
I leave that to dry overnight and then peel it off. And now I glue on each weft in a spiral.
For a more in-depth tutorial, you should go check out Mazekido's channel.
And now I just cut the hair off a little at a time and pretend I know what I'm doing. This is the point where I say good enough, but I also go back and touch this up. Now onto my favorite part, the clothes.
I make a pattern for the cloak and then just cut it out of my fabric. After cutting it out, sew the edges together and then put a snap at the top.
I made sure to make the back of the cloak longer so it will flow behind them.
This is the pattern I'll be using for the armor. I cut pattern pieces out of paper and then just cut that out of foam. For those little hooks on his shoulders, I'll be using some jewelry wire and painting it white.
I used a candle to mold
The foam pieces, which I did not film because, you know, hot candle. And now I just glue all of the shoulder pieces together. I then glue the front and back pieces to the shoulders, as well as a snap on the back. And the last piece to add onto the armor are the two hooks. And finally, I add a couple coats of high gloss varnish to the armor, and they're done. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you next time!